60% of the Mexicans that entered the United States returned back home after about a year or two. What? The media didn't tell you that? Well, let me tell you, honey, they don't stay. They would like for you to think that everybody that come here, including Jamaicans, that they just stay because it's so amazing, so great, and it's so perfect. A lot of them leave when they realize that there are no jobs. Another fun fact for you. Since 1999, the rich people them in America, the bond millionaires them, they are leaving. They left and they're going elsewhere. You want to know why? Because they too said the American dream is dead and they're going elsewhere to pursue the American dream. So, if you tell people that the people with the money in America are leaving and that they're not going to have jobs or anything because they're going to go elsewhere and find their riches, they're going to know that things are not good here. Not like they used to be once upon a time. So they come and they leave, and some of them come like your people them. They leave for good. They're going to other people's countries. So that's why this whole thing about immigration is really dumb. Because people want to leave when they want to leave, and they want to go where they want to be.
And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We had a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted. All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you ask me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? How many of you were part of the movement to say, we're seeing what this mayor is trying to do, and they're destroying New York City? It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to be impacted by this. I said it last year when we had 15,000. I'm telling you now, with 110,000, the city we knew we're about to lose. And we're all in this together. All of us. Staten Island said, send them out to Manhattan. Manhattan is saying, send them out to Queens. Queens is saying, send them out to Brooklyn. No. It's not the game we can play. Over the floor.
All I can say is elections have consequences, bro. Catch you on the next one.
Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakagadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. To the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And like I said, to the Israelite foreigners, as you can clearly hear from this guy, I was trying to look for two things, but I can't find what I've read before, and I was trying to take a clip from the movie Soylent Green. Matter of fact, I could put that up at least. I could give you the idea. Soylent Green is basically a movie that's based upon, came out in the 1970s. It's 1973. All right, this movie, it's okay. It's not the greatest, but it has everything to do with predictive programming. So in this particular movie, Solid Green, I still can't find it. Let me see. Well, this is good. This is good. All right, in this particular movie, it's dealing with overpopulation. It deals with migrates coming in, which is dealing with the overpopulation, and the food source, the food resources, in dire. All right, and I'm not gonna tell the rest, y'all brothers, if y'all want to watch it. A good movie to watch, especially in these times. It was based upon the year 2022, and you will see in this movie there's a particular scene I wanted to get, but I couldn't find it. So the main character is Charlton Heston, the guy who played Moses, and he's a cop. And the way how cops are glorified in this kingdom, you know, they would in the future they wasn't being glorified. They was basically less than a lower class citizen if you compare it to now, how people are being treated, and they didn't get no respect or nothing like that. So he has a roommate, this old man right here. I believe this old man named Solomon or some Jewish name. And they roommates. They have nothing in common. They're just roommates. So that was one thing that's kind of particular, especially here in New York City. New York City is one of the most overpopulated cities in the world. Factual, right? So these two men that pretty much don't even know each other like that, but they're roommates. And might add, he's a detective. So, you know, detectives make more money and they could afford houses, but in this case he couldn't afford nothing. I wish I could really put the clip in there, but it is what it is. So one of the scenes where what you call essential things, as far as toothbrush, even certain food. I remember there was a big scene in there for jam. Alright, jam, which jam, jelly, I was only found in the rich class. ACs. Oh yeah, there's no ACs in New York City in this particular future. Only the rich people and their smart cities. Well, that was another thing in that movie. Very prophetic. But the scene I'm talking about, I wish they had. Let me see if I can find an image. I wish that it was there. I wish it was, but YouTube don't have the movie anymore either, so I can't really show the scene. But there was a scene when he coming out of his apartment, Charlton Heston, and in the steps of his apartment building, you had people laid out sleeping. All right, laid out sleeping. Men, women, and children. Okay, you just gotta make sure you don't step on them. That's how overcrowded it was. That is a video. No one. I'll put the video in this video of the migrates in New York City. All the places in downtown Manhattan. All the hotels, pretty much. Hotels where you have to pay a lot of money. Well, a lot of those hotels became places for migrants. All right. So, what was in a movie, overpopulation and so forth, is now became reality. And what I was trying to look for, I couldn't find it, because I was trying to make this quick. There was a scene, or not a scene, in a book, Satan Angels Exposed, which I couldn't find, but it was some of the stacks of what the elites was trying to achieve in these latter days. And one of the main things is tearing down the border. So the reason why I brought up the film, because these things are not it's not prophetic in the sense of Esau prophesying these things. It's predictive programming, but it's also prophetic as well. All right, It's called predictive programming. So here you are, the mayor of New York City, this coon over here, Mayor Adams. Okay, this bald-headed pea brain. See, oh, look at the picture. This is in actuality in the city. Oh, even testifying. I don't live in a city, but even out here where I live at, one of the 5 boroughs, you have a lot of women that one time I was, driving around my way, and I see a couple of women, like one was look young, fine, and everything, but it was like they was standing there. When I came back, it was more of them. And what are they doing? With their kids out there, they're begging. They actually begging. It was one time I dropped off something not that far from my way, at a prominent hotel, and one guy came up to me. He's like, "Yo, is this a shelter now?" And I said, "I don't know." He said, "Yeah, because there's nothing but the migrants. So all the hotels you had to pay a lot of money or become shelters." All right. So this is prophetic. Okay, let me get a couple of scripts. Make this short. Habakkuk 2:5. Say, yeah. Also, because he transgressive by wine. Matter of fact, I saw that 4. Say, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not right in him. Who's that speaking? That's talking about Esau, Edom. All right, the soul that he possesses is not upright. He wasn't created to be upright. In this particular chapter, it tells you the skinny of who these people really are in the spirit. You cannot deny the fact. Okay, the scripture says also in Ecclesiastes 1:15, that which is made crooked cannot be straight. All right. Also it says in Ecclesiastes that the Lord created man upright, but they sought out many inventions. But there's a particular race of people, all right, that was created, Malachi 1:4, all right, that was created to be the wicked. So everything about this man is wicked. It says, but the just shall live by his faith. Who's the just? The righteous. The Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Well, 1/3 of you right now. 1/3 of us. Okay, 2/3 is just, they're gone. But here's the point. It says, yeah, also because he transgressive by wine, which is, what is his wine? His philosophies. Now, what is one of the main stat about New York City? The Statue of Liberty. All right, the Statue of Liberty. I believe that. Let me see if I could get that real quick. The slogan of the Statue of Liberty. Let's see if I can. Yep. Let's see if I can find. There it is. It says, give me your tired, your poor, your huddling, masses yawning to breathe free. All right. I don't think that was. I know it's give me your tired. Oh, okay. Huddling masses yearn to breathe free. Give me your tired, your poor, and your huddling masses yearning to breathe free. So this is the slogan of New York City. Mainly, this is a slogan for America, but mainly in New York City. That's what I meant to say. It says, I lift up my lamp beside the golden door. So this is the slogan, this is the idea that was pushed, in particular in the 1900s, or you could say, 20th century, I don't know. 1900s, I forgot how it goes. And a lot of this opening was for Irish, Italians, Polish, people of that sort, coming from that part of the world. and that's why you had New York City as a melting pot. All right, is literally a melting pot. But this is the slogan for America. Okay, this is part of America's philosophy. So it's all fine and dandy if they look a particular way. But when it comes down to the dark-skinned people, oh, they gotta go. All right, there's a problem. Because they didn't have no problem opening up the doors for the Ukrainians. But now they're talking about too many Mexicans, Venezuelans, Ecuadorians, which, another, I believe it's the same video. And the lady was basically saying that a lot of the Mexicans and Ecuadorians, they left. A lot of them left because they see that, their brother had put it up, the American dream is a nightmare. All right, check that out on GMS dedication, and it's hit everything in the hammer to the nail. And it says, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, because of why these people coming to the shores of America, because the shores of America has everything, right? Job opportunity, that's what they tell you. But when they come over here, they learn the hard way. All right, it says, who enlarges his desires as hell, meaning he can't get satisfied, and is as death cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's the key. All right, this is what Esau does, especially here in the United States of America. But him not knowing that the people that he's gathering, his whole thing is he gathered mad souls to destroy them, but that's the planning of the Most High. And the Most High is going to use the same people that you use to destroy this place. All right, there's going to be a hell of a war. Ezekiel 24:6, I believe. Matter of fact, I know it's 6, but it's more. It says, you know what? I'll start at 1. Ezekiel 24:1. Again, in the 9th year, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, write thee the name of the day, even of this same day. The king of Babylon set himself against Jerusalem this same day, and utter a parable unto the rebellious house. And say unto them, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, set on the pot, and set it on, and also pour water unto it. Gather the pieces thereof into it, even every good piece, the thigh and the shoulder. Fill it with the choice bones. Take the choice of the flock and burn also the bones under it, and make it boil well, and let the seething soothe the bones out of therein. Wherefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, whose scum is not gone out of it. So everything that applies, this particular scripture applies to here as well, because Esau has taken the worst of the people. He has made the Lord's people even worse than it was before. All right, this land is filled with the blood of the saints. To this day, it's being shed. All right, and what is scum? Scum is the lowest form that you could find. Scum, rust. All right, it says primarily disease, hence rust, scum, and that's why you see scum in a toilet bowl and so forth. So this place is full of scum. Hey, look at the history. Now thinking about it, the history of America was nothing but criminals. The forefathers of this country were nothing but criminals that was ousted out of Europe. All right, So they're nothing but scum. So they carrying that scum culture, and it's gotten everybody. Okay? It says, whose scum is not gone out of it, bring it out, piece by piece, and let no lot fall upon it. For her blood is the mist of her. She have set upon the top of the rock. She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust. Because when you shed blood, you supposed to cover it with dust. So the blood is found all over this place. So Esau's whole thought is to gather the nations, to turn down the borders. All right. So no country has borders. So it's nothing but a mix of people, a sea of people. Revelation 17 chapter tells you, all right, that the horde that sit upon many waters was America, which is Babylon the Great. She sit upon many waters, the seas. The seas is representing the people. It says that it might cause fury to come up, to take vengeance. I have set her blood upon the top of the rock, that should not be covered. And all the sins of America is being seen throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, woe to the bloody city. I will even make the pile for the fire great. Heap on wood, kindle the fire, consume the flesh, and spice it well, and let the bones be burned. Don't that sound familiar? Isaiah 34th chapter. All right? Because America is nothing but a valley of the shadow of death, the lake of fire, where all people is going to come. Either you're going to be saved or be destroyed. It's just that simple. All right? It's just that simple. I'm going to jump down because I want to get to... Yeah, let me just jump down to... you know what? Let me keep going. Then set it up empty upon the coals thereof, that the brass of it may be hot and may burn, and that the filthiness of it may be molten in it, that the scum of it may be consumed. She hath worried herself with lies, and her great scum went not forth out of her. Her scum shall be in the fire, and thy filthiness is lewdness, because I have purged thee that was not purged. Thou shalt not be purged from thy filthiness any more, till I have caused my fury to rest upon thee. All right, so the Lord's gonna rest His fury upon this land, man. On Nahum 3:1, it says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies, because people come here." And my grandparents got fooled, and many others, all right, thinking that this is the land of opportunity, but this is nothing but the oppressive city. And to this day, it opened its borders, and now they want to cry wolf because, oh, it's too much people. So now it's going to be overpopulated. And why? By design. All by design. So it's full of lies and robbery, because they robbed the Native Americans, all right, which is Gad and Reuben. Issachar, they robbed them. They robbed them of this land. The prey departeth not. Who's the prey? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the prey of this man. Right? Jeremiah 50. And... no, that's not 25. No, 33. It says, Jeremiah 50 and 33, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. So where in history was the children of Judah and Israel was oppressed together? Never. All right? Because when Israel was oppressed in Egypt, it was known as Israel, all 12 tribes. So the split happened after Solomon, and Judah, the kingdom of Judah, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, stuck together. And while the northern kingdom, there was in the northern kingdom until they left and came into this side of the world. So this is the only place in history where all 12 tribes is here. All right? And the main hub, the heart of this filth, is New York City. New York City, you could find all the tribes here. And now the mayor's crying wolf about there's too many people, this, that, to the third. It's all by design. The main designer is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, and Esau on the low level, because Esau thinking that he's just going to destroy all these cities, because like I said in that movie, you had the outskirts where the rich was living. It was like a smart city. They had AC, they had furniture. The furniture wasn't your couch and so forth, which it was, but the furniture they called women. So they had in-house women as prostitutes, while everybody else is out there suffering. So this man has a devious, nefarious plan that he's planning. And it says, and all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go. So you are guilty. You have taken the Lord's people, and then the people that's coming from the borders, you're stealing their children, you're stealing their wives, you're doing all sorts of things to the Lord's people. You're going to pay the hefty price. All right? Matter of fact, let me finish off in Habakkuk. I'm going to make this short. Habakkuk 2 and 6, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and taught in proverb against him, saying, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? To him that ladeth himself with thick clay. The Hebrew word for thick clay is batyat. All right? Which means debt. Financial debt and spiritual debt. Okay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? And awake that shall vex thee? That shall be booty for booties unto them. And who's the them? The people that you raped and robbed around the world, mainly Israel. Because a lot of these Israelites that's coming from different countries, they come from a resource-rich land. But because what you have done to them, you're forcing them to come over here. Because that has spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of man's blood, and for the violence of thy land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that covetous and evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, because he's trying to escape judgment. That's why he has space stations, high mountain retreats. He's trying to run away from the accountability that is going to be displayed to him. It says that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna keep going. That has consulted the shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and have sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam of the timber shall answer. Because the land, man, throughout the whole goddamn city's bumps everywhere. There's homelessness everywhere. Everything is crying. Everything. They're not putting no money into anything. The train station, they putting the money. Everything is dead. All right. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish it. And establish a city by iniquity. So we already understand that Gad, Reuben, Judah, Issachar's blood had been shed out through his whole land. But why they even made it worse, they established it. And like this bitch said right here. Then they told there was a boom period when they used to tell all these other Edomites, all right, some were Edomites, some were Israelite foreigners, to come over here and enjoy this land. That's what you had, the gold rush, all right, when everybody had to run to California to go all out west. Okay, they'll come from the east, and they'll go and settle down on stolen land and so forth. They establish it. This is the establishment. All right. by iniquity, which is sin multiplied. Behold, is not the Lord of hosts, that the people shall labor in very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for the very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with knowledge of the glory of the Most High, and the water shall cover the sea, which is what? The people. And that knowledge is coming through the prophets, all right? Woe to him that give his neighbor drink, that putteth that bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that mayest look on his nakedness. All right, so that philosophy has gotten the world mad. All right, that's why they're coming over here and they're exposing them. They're destroying the family structures. You know how big deal this is? That are filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And that's what we're seeing. So with that, Lord willing, you was edified. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.